Thank you, Peter. Royce Hart said a few years ago, absolute total dejection can never be better summed up than being part of a losing grand final side. And Peter Moore, you've been part of a few losing grand final sides over the years. For you being captain this year must be utter disappointment.
Yeah, it's not the most happy occasion of my career. It's 5 grand finals that I've played in now, and we haven't won us yet. But we have to accept it and congratulate Carlton on their effort. They were the better side on the day, and unfortunately we couldn't match them, and they deserved their win. But we have to just accept it and look to next year now.
Peter, there were times just before three-quarter time when you were 21 points up into time on that things did look very rosy indeed for the Magpies.
We looked good in stages, but you know that the Carlton were just overpowered us in the last couple of minutes of the third quarter. Kicked a couple of vital goals right at the end, not through us, I don't think, relaxing. It was just the pressure was still there, but they were able to handle that pressure and come out and kick a couple of goals. And I thought perhaps Wayne Harms's goal at the end of that third quarter was what kept them in it, and they just had too much overall strength for us. One
question I must ask you: you started and played a lot of the game in the forward line. Did you feel you were totally over the injury? Was your confidence high?
Well, I think if you take the field, you have to accept that you're fit, and any consequences is just bad luck. And I took the field, and I looked for no excuses.
Peter, 4 losing grand finals in 5 years. Surely it's time for the club to have a rethink about various situations. I suppose Tom Hafey will be looking through the list of players before summer training starts.
Well, I suppose he will. It's obvious that we have to reassess. We recruited well this year, but obviously not quite well enough. We'll continue the recruiting drive at the administration level and try and build up the strength of the team. I think it was proven today that big hearts, while they're willing, aren't quite enough in big games like that, and we'll need to have a look at it.
Pete, you said in an address just a few minutes ago to the players and officials here that they should hold their heads high.
Well, I don't believe in looking at what's happened and holding your head low. I think that we should hold our heads high. We made the grand final. 10 other clubs couldn't do that. We battled hard. We showed that we had heart. We showed that we didn't have any collywobbles. But that's a lot of nonsense. And I'm proud of my players. I think that they gave everything they had, but it just wasn't good enough, and we have to accept that, congratulate Carlton, and have another look at it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Peter Moore, Collingwood captain. And it's not really a wake out here, Peter. It's a group of guys enjoying a good season and starting to talk about success in 82. We'll be back with more interviews a little later in the evening.
Thanks, Steve, and thanks very much to Collingwood captain Peter Moore for talking to us. And Peter made a very good point, didn't he, that 10 other clubs didn't make the grand final, so you do have to congratulate Collingwood for making the grand final in 1981, something that 10 other VFL clubs failed to do. A magnificent effort, and congratulations to Tom Hafey, the committee out at Victoria Park, for getting the Magpies into yet another grand final. In fact, since 1958, when they won their last grand final, Collingwood have made the finals on 18 occasions, and that indeed in itself is a record to be proud of. Even though Carlton have the wood on the Magpies in their grand final meetings, I think the score now stands at 5-1 in favour of the Blues, and the only success that Collingwood had over Carlton in a grand final goes back to something around about like 1910. So maybe it will be Collingwood's year next year, who knows.